Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, April 19th, 2018. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. It's been a pretty chilly start to the baseball season so far this year, but that doesn't seem like it stops soon-to-be rookie powerhouse Seth Shaw from going out there and swinging for the fences. Recently, last year's North American overall champ released a clip from a big-time shoulder workout, now that phase one of his first official pro contest prep is underway. Pound for pound, the North Americans have been one of the better pro qualifiers on the circuit these last few years as far as churning out quality talent is concerned. And if Shaw can come out from day one and handle his business, he's a guy who's good enough to make some serious noise in the first call-out. When things start to get stale sometimes, a little change of pace can be just what the doctor ordered to pump some new life into things. And you won't see too many athletes on the circuit making a bigger change of pace than former men's bodybuilding star turned soon-to-be classic physique standout, Regan Grimes. A little more than a month and a half away from making his classic physique debut, or will he? At the New York Pro, the former Arnold amateur champ is finally starting to settle in and hit his stride. With the latest round of updates coming from Grimes and his team, we're starting to see some of the lines and aesthetics that made this kid so dangerous when he's at his best. But whether or not that'll be good enough to bring home a top finish in one of the deepest non-Arnold and Olympia lineups that you'll see all season long is still anyone's guess. When you want to make something happen, there's no time like the present to start putting things into motion, which is exactly what third-year figure star Stephanie Hammermeister is doing right now. Less than a week removed from putting together a really impressive fifth-place effort at the Orlando Europa Pro, Hammermeister and her team aren't wasting any time getting back to work. Tuesday morning right here in sunny South Florida, Hammermeister was spotted cranking out a few reps of a light arm training session as she starts to transition into the next phase of her plans for 2018. In all three of her shows so far this season, Hammermeister's found a way to make the right adjustments to keep creeping up in the placings. So now that she has another few weeks to regroup before getting back into action, I'm curious to see what moves she might have left to make. When you spend as many years in the industry as I have, you start to realize that there are probably only a handful of really tough guys that you're ever going to run into, because about 99% of people out there are fake and phony. But I can tell you from personal experience that there ain't a damn thing fake about New Jersey bad boy Guy Cisternino. Yesterday, the man who could lay claim to having the most badass beard in bodybuilding was seen grinding out some really intense tricep work as he continues to work through the rebound from his appearance at the Indy Pro a few weeks back. Even though he was better in Indy than he was at the Arnold Classic, Cisternino hasn't quite hit that Olympia stride that he's had for the better part of the last few years. But don't doubt for a second that we won't see this man wreaking havoc on some poor souls later this year, earning his ticket back to the big dance. Listen up, we can try to debate this any way you want, but I'm going to go on record and say that George Peterson has the best back in the classic physique division. And as far as I'm concerned, whoever you want to put in second isn't very close. This week, the cable guy, my nickname for him, was caught knocking out a late-night back session at the East Coast Mecca as Operation 2018 Takeover continues to roll along. Right now, there are a handful of guys nipping at Breon Ansley's heels for the Classic Physique Olympia title, and Peterson is right up there near the top. And when you take into account that the new rules change will allow him to add somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 pounds of quality muscle, you can't help but wonder if that won't be enough to push him firmly into that #1 contender slot. And finally, happy birthday to 6-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates. Be sure to check out his interview that's running now on rxmuscle.com.